Our first piece today is brought to us by Tanja. She is doing a piece from Fences, August Wilson's famous play. And this is a monologue of Roses, where she is confronting her husband, Troy, about his misbehavior in their marriage, to put it mildly. So let's turn it over to Tanja. Round of applause.
Standing with you. I've been standing right here with you, Troy. I got a life too. I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot as you. Do you think I ever wanted other things? Don't you think I had dreams and hopes? What about Grace? What about me? Don't you think it ever crossed my mind to ever want to know other men? That I wanted to lay up someplace and forget all about my responsibilities? That I wanted somebody to make me laugh so I could feel good. The only one with wants and needs. But I held on to you, Troy. I took all my feelings, my wants, my needs, and my dreams, and I buried them in you, Troy. And I planted a seed inside of you. I watched and I prayed over it. I buried myself inside of you and I waited to bloom. But it didn't take me no 18 years to know that that soil was dry and cracked and wasn't never gonna bloom. But I held on to you, Troy, because you was my husband and I owed you everything. Everything I had in me, I owed it to you. And at night, when darkness would fall down on me in that room, it took everything I had to displace the doubt that you wasn't the finest man in the world, because you was my husband. And wherever you was going, I wanted to be there with you, because you was my husband, and I needed you in order to survive as your wife. But you always talking about what you give and what you don't have to give. You take too. You take and don't even know nobody's giving. Scene.
Woo! All right. Woo! Well done.
Wow.
Get us started. That's
Awesome.
beautiful. Yes, take your bow. You have earned it.
Wow.
That's amazing.
What a great way to get this started. So we're going to keep it rolling right along. The next piece that we're going to see is brought to us by Dolores. She is bringing us a piece from The Devil Wears Prada, and it is Miranda Priestly in the moment where her erstwhile non-fashion savvy assistant, Andy, it's Andy, has impugned the honor of the fashion industry by trivializing what it is they do. And what we're about to see is Miranda's response to Andy's ignorance. Take it away, Dolores.
This stuff? Oh, okay, I see. You think that has nothing to do with you. You go to your closet and select out, oh, I don't know, that lumpy blue sweater, for instance, because you're trying to tell the world that you take yourself too seriously to care about what you put on your back. But what you don't know is that that sweater is not just blue. It's not turquoise. It's not lapis. It's actually cerulean. You're also blindly unaware of the fact that in 2002, Oscar de la Renta did a collection of cerulean gowns. And then I think it was Yves Saint Laurent, wasn't it? Who showed cerulean military jackets. And then cerulean quickly showed up in the collections of 8 different designers. Then it filtered down through the department stores and trickled on down into some tragic casual corner where you, no doubt, fished it out of some clearance bin. However, that blue represents millions of dollars and countless jobs. And so it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when, in fact, You're wearing the sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff.
Amazing, Dolores. That was so good.
Awesome.
Yes, way to bring
Wonderful.
out the Miranda Priestley, your inner Miranda. I love it. Thank you so much. Even I get excited. Look, you think I've seen all of these, but this happens invariably every acting class I've been in. The last time I see it before performances, I see something and it's great. But then there's something about the energy of performing that just bumps it over the top. That was beautiful. Dolores, thank you so much. So the next thing that we're going to see is a scene from a play called Proof. Proof is a play about a father and a daughter. The father is a mathematician. He has gotten sick and passed away. His daughter, Catherine, has been taking care of him. And where we find the play now, one of her father's students, Hal, has come over to the house to review some mathematical notebooks that Catherine's father has written, and that's where we are going to pick this up. So we are going to see Anne and Keith as Catherine and Hal in Proof.
You're wasting your time.
Someone needs to go through your dad's papers.
There's nothing up there. It's garbage.
There are 103 notebooks.
I've looked at those. It's gibberish.
Someone should read them.
He was crazy.
Yes, but he wrote them.
He was a graphomaniac, Harold. Do you know what that is?
I know. He wrote compulsively. Call me Hal.
There's no connection between the ideas. There's no ideas. It's like a monkey with a typewriter. 103 notebooks full of bullshit.
Well, let's make sure they're bullshit.
I'm sure.
I'm prepared to look at every page. Are you?
No, I'm not crazy.
Well, I'm gonna be late. Some friends of mine are in this band. They're playing at a bar up on Diversity, way down on the bill. They're probably going around 2:30. I said I'd be there.
Great.
They're all in the math department. They're really good. They have this great song, you'd like it, called I, lowercase I. They just stand there and don't play anything for 3 minutes.
Imaginary number.
It's a math joke. You see why they're way down on the bill.
Long drive to see some nerds in a band.
God, I hate when people say that. It's not that long a drive.
So they are nerds.
Oh, they're raging geeks. But they're geeks who know, can dress themselves, hold down a job at a major university. Some of them have switched from glasses to contacts. They play sports, they play in a band, and they get laid surprisingly often.
You're in this band, aren't you?
Okay, yes. I play drums. You want to come?
No, thanks.
All right. Look, Catherine, Monday. What do you say?
Don't you have a job?
Yeah, I have a full teaching load this quarter, plus my own work.
Plus band practice.
I don't have time to do this, but I'm going to. I mean, if you let me. I loved your dad. I don't believe a mind like his can just shut down. He had lucid moments. He had a lucid year, a whole year, 4 years ago.
It wasn't a year. It was more like 9 months.
Okay, a school year. He was advising students. I was stalled on my PhD. I was close to quitting. I met with your dad, and he put me on the right track with my research. I owe him.
Sorry.
Look, you're 25, right?
How old are you?
It doesn't matter. Listen,
Fuck you. How old are you?
I'm 28, all right? When your dad was younger than both of us, he made major contributions to 3 fields: game theory, algebraic geometry, and nonlinear operator theory. Most of us never get our heads around one. He basically invented the mathematical techniques for studying rational behavior. And he gave the astrophysicists plenty to work on, too. Okay?
Don't lecture me.
I'm not. I'm telling you, if I came up with 1/10 of the shit your dad produced, I could write my own ticket to any math department in the country.
Give me your backpack.
What?
Give me your backpack.
Why?
I want to look inside it.
What?
Open it and give it to me.
Oh, come on.
You're not taking anything out of this house.
I wouldn't do that.
You're hoping to find something upstairs that you can publish.
Sure.
Then you can write your own ticket.
What? No. It would be under your dad's name. It would be for your dad.
I don't believe you. You have a notebook in that backpack.
What are you talking about?
Give it to me.
You're being a little bit paranoid.
Paranoid?
Maybe a little.
Fuck you, Hal. I know you have one of my notebooks.
I think you should calm down and think about what you're saying.
I'm saying you're lying to me and stealing my family's property.
And I think it sounds paranoid.
Just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean there isn't something in that backpack.
You just said yourself there's nothing up there, didn't you?
Didn't
you say that?
Yes,
So what would I take, right?
you're right.
Thank
All right. Thank you so much. Nice, you guys. Ooh.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah, the tension. Lovely. Okay, we're gonna keep this moving right along. Our next scene that we're going to see is from a play called Exit the Body. It is a comic murder mystery. At this point in the play, we've got our 2 heroes, Kate and Crane. Crane is a novelist from New York, and her assistant and secretary, Kate, have decamped from New York City to the country to spend some time relaxing and writing and just taking a moment away from the city and visiting some of their friends. And upon their arrival, Crane discovers a dead man's body in the closet. Not to mention the fact that there was a famous gangster who had stayed in this rental house before, Marco Redfax, and he is widely reported to have had a major score right before he died. And the rumor is that there are diamonds somewhere on the premises. So we join the action as Kate and Crane are about to greet their housekeeper and cook, Jenny, who is also sort of on the lookout for the diamonds. So let us have, it is Tanja and Dolores and Chiquita doing a scene from Exit the Body.
Let the sheriff in.
If you're the sheriff, I'm going back to New York.
I'm Jenny.
I'm Kate. Now what?
I'm Jenny.
Do you have another recording?
I bet you Mrs. Hammond.
You lose that bet.
Oh, Jenny. Kate, that's Jenny.
I give up. You handle it.
You're the maid.
Yes'm, I am glad one of you is sensible.
I'm Mrs. Hammond, and this is Mrs. Bixley, my secretary.
And Jenny,
We know that.
Kate, she comes with the rent.
Oh, like the indoor plumbing.
You pay no attention to her, Jenny. Come right in. We've only just gotten here, so I'm afraid I can't show you around much.
I worked here before, Mrs. Hammond, for Marco Redfax. You know about him, I suppose. He's dead.
Yes, Jenny.
I cooked for him.
Do you have any other references?
You didn't find no diamonds yet.
We haven't looked. All we found was, Jenny, do you know a man in a sports coat and slacks with a maroon ascot at the throat?
No, but I sure like to.
Oh my goodness. She giggles too.
What time do you want dinner? I had the store deliver supplies.
How thoughtful of you, Jenny. Isn't she thoughtful, Kate?
Or hungry.
Oh, 7 o'clock is fine, but first bring in some ice. I'm expecting company, Miss Seymour.
And the sheriff.
Yes, Mrs. Hammond. Did you really write those books you're supposed to?
Yes, 9 so far.
Gee, I had such a crush on your detective, Spike Wrench. You know, the hero in Blood is for Children. I thought he was real. I wrote him a fan letter.
Miss Bixley probably answered you.
You weren't very friendly.
Oh, my keyboard gets away from me sometimes. What can I say?
Miss Hammond, you sure write tough.
Thank you. I think.
You sure know a lot about sex. How'd you find out?
I read. Jenny, hadn't you better get to the kitchen?
Yes, sir. Maybe sometime you can sit down and you can tell me how to be a femme fatale.
Fatale.
I don't care. Just so as I kill them.
Better and better. That maid is probably the taxi driver's mistress.
She's a sweet, poor country child. Probably walked 2 miles to school through snow with her dear little feet swathed in burlap.
That was Valley Forge.
You can be as sarcastic as you want. I love it here. And I think the people are very friendly. Now I'm going to look at the upstairs and start unpacking.
Keep out the closets.
Very funny. I tell you, there was a dead man in there. Now we have to worry about a thief as well as a murderer.
Wonderful. Thank you, ladies. Nice. That was fun. Yeah. Yeah, I saw some new stuff in there. That was really lovely. Thanks.
Great.
Okay. So, amazing. So, next we're gonna go through some monologues, and then we're gonna close out with a scene in just a few minutes. So, our next monologue we have is from John, and John is bringing us just a little bit of Charlie Brown in the lunchroom here. So, without any further ado, let us have John's monologue about the lunchroom.
I think lunchtime is about the worst time of day for me. Always having to sit here alone. Well, lunchtime is among the worst time of day for me. Of course, sometimes mornings aren't so pleasant either. Waking up and wondering if anyone would ever really miss me if I never got out of bed. Then there's the night too. Lying there and thinking about all the stupid things I've done during the day. And all those hours in between when I do all those stupid things. Well, so I better see what I got. Peanut butter. Some psychiatrists say that people who eat peanut butter sandwiches are lonely. I guess they're right. And when you're really lonely, the peanut butter sticks to the roof of your mouth. There's that cute red-headed girl over there eating her lunch. I wonder what she'd do if I went over and just asked her if I could sit and eat lunch with her. She'd probably laugh right in my face. It's hard on the face when it gets laughed in. There's an empty place right next to her on the bench. There's no reason why I couldn't go over there and sit there. I could do that right now. All I have to do is stand up. We're standing up. I'm sitting down. I'm a coward. So much of a coward, she wouldn't even think of looking at me. She probably never does look at me. In fact, she shouldn't look at me. Is there any reason in the world why she shouldn't look at me? You know, she's so great and I'm so small that she can't just spare a little moment to look. She's looking at me. She's looking at me. Lunchtime is among the worst time of day for me. If that red-headed girl is looking at me with this stupid bag over my head, she must think I'm the biggest fool alive. But if she isn't looking at me, then maybe I could just take it off quickly and never bring light to myself, and she'll never notice it. On the other hand, I can't tell her she's looking until I take it off. Then again, if I never take it off, I'll never know if she's looking or not. On the other hand, it's getting hard to breathe in here. She's not looking at me. Wonder why she never looks at me. Oh well, another lunch hour done. With only 2,863 to go. Thank you.
That was so good.
John, you are the man.
I laughed and laughed. That was fun.
That's good.
I should have used snot.
I love the bag, man. You killed it.
Great props. Great props.
That was very
That was so
good.
funny. Oh my
Really well
goodness.
done.
The I'm standing up, no, I'm sitting down. Oh,
Yeah, I know, right?
beautiful.
I know. I love it.
Beautiful.
I'm glad it's on tape.
Whew, okay. Whew, we got to get ourselves back together. All right. So thank you, John. Beautiful work. Let us move on to the next speech that we're going to see is from Keith. And he's bringing us a little bit of a boy who ate the moon. So let us give a little round of applause and let's see this next beautiful piece. Woo-hoo!
I'm James. I'm dying. The moon is inside me. It went down my throat, but it's not there now. No, I've never done drugs, any kind. The date It's the 17th. I'm dying of distension. I'll explode, I suppose. I have something inside me, something inside my, pressing out. It grows in there and it presses out, presses the feeling out, the feelings, plural. Is my hand hot? The pressing makes me hot. I've been getting a little hotter each day for several years. It used to be I could control it with ice cream. I would eat ice cream, but now it melts without cooling, and I don't like the sweet taste. Winter was good. Lying down in the snow was good, but I got so hot, the steam came out of me like I was smoking. I can boil water with my right hand. I can't take a bath in showers. Sure. I mean, I'm not dirty or anything, but a bath, after a few minutes, it could boil me like a lobster. I warm the air. Can you feel it? Melody can't touch me anymore. Well, I mean, for a second, sure. Like you touch my hand. But for longer, not anymore. People only want you to give off so much heat. I'll move further back if you want me to. Last night, I could see my hands in the dark. It suddenly occurred to me that I was going to ignite. I think it must be very painful to burn. I mean, that's different from heat. I would be very afraid to burn. Remember how they taught you by rubbing two sticks? Well, that's my inside. My inside rubs against my outside. It was raining last night, so I figured it would put me out. I went out into the rain and down by the laundromat. Down by Spring Street, there was a pool and the moon. I was pretty sure that if the rain on the outside, the outside of me didn't, well, I just drink the water. Put me out that way. But I wasn't, I wasn't thinking clearly, and I swallowed the moon. Well, just the beginning of one, a part of the moon. It's going to grow inside me. For however many days, making pressure, making me hotter. I'm going to leap flame. I'm pretty sure it's going to set me on fire. In my condition, see, the thing is that once you start getting hot, it's really hard to cool down. Thank you.
Oh, so good. That's so good.
Awesome.
Sweet. That's such a
Sweet.
sweet piece.
Go ahead, Keith.
Really good. Oh, that was good. I loved it. Thank you. Yay. Yay, it's going so great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, let's keep this monologue party moving with Craig. Craig has got this delightful piece that he's going to share with us, and I can't remember the name of it, but it doesn't need a name because it is so good. So without any further ado, let us hear our piece from Craig.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you. You should turn your camera on.
It says I cannot start my video. Okay.
There we go. We got you now.
Okay. So this is from the newsroom. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paychecks, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always? And with a straight face, you're going to tell the students that the America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom. Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom. And you, sorority girl, yeah. Just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there are some things you should know. And one of them that there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in medium household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe that angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you, nonetheless, are without a doubt a member of the worst generation ever, period. So when you ask what makes America the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite? And we sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed and struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged war on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, and we acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men who were revered. The first step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
Yay!
I love that.
I
That was awesome.
The wow, I saw it even when you're with your camera or your microphone off. Yes, wow. That's such a great speech from the newsroom. Craig, thank you so much. So I just had to do some Googling about this because I forgot. It's Aaron Sorkin who wrote this for the HBO show The Newsroom.
Yeah.
And so if you Google newsroom speech, you will find it. Yes, beautiful.
Thank you. I loved it.
Yeah, it's great. So thoughtful, methodical, precise. Great. So next, to completely change gears, we are going to have this next monologue coming from Anne. Anne is bringing us a piece from a play called Almost Maine. And Almost Maine is the story of what happens in this little tiny census undesignated place. The locals call it Almost. And it is the night of the Aurora Borealis. Magic and love are in the air. And across this whole play, we get to experience different forms, shapes, and intentions of love. So let us have this piece from, oh, I know you're so excited. Have this piece from Almost Maine, from a character called Hope.
I know this isn't going to be very easy, but I was just out there all alone in the world, and I got so scared because all I could think about was how I had no place in this world. And then just out of nowhere realized that there was one place in this world that I did have, and that was with you. So I flew and I took a taxi to get to you, and I just had to come see you. Thank God you're Oh, 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 wait. I'm sorry. You're not. I'm so sorry. Does Daniel Harding live here? I'm looking for Daniel Harding. He lives here. I thought, but oh, he doesn't. Does he? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. Who is this woman and what is she doing here? I honestly thought he'd be here. I always thought he'd be here. Do you know him? Big guy, big tall guy, played basketball, Maine, center, strong. Do you know him? Played hockey too. Oh, don't even answer that. That was just, I know that's a horrible question to ask a person who lives in a small town, as if everybody in small towns knows everybody else. I can't believe I even asked that. I don't live here anymore, but when I did, I hated it. When people assumed I knew everybody in town just because it was small. It was worse than when they'd ask if we had plumbing all the way up there. Because you know, people in small towns really don't know each other any better than in big towns. You know that? I mean, you know who you know, and you don't know who you don't know, just like anywhere else. I'm so sorry to have bothered you.
All right. Thank you so much, Anne.
That was not the direction I thought that was going.
No, yeah. And so what happens in the play is Hope was was offered a proposal, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I need to think about it. I'll answer in the morning." And the morning comes like 30 years later. So she's gone back to the house of her high school sweetheart to finally answer his proposal, but she does not find him there. So
that's rough. That
was great. Get you in your feelings. Oh gosh, Tanja. Ooh.
I know I'm not in my feelings.
All right. So this is our second to the last adventure this afternoon. So we are going to have our final monologue from Chiquita, and Chiquita is bringing us a piece from a play called The Drunken City. And in The Drunken City, there are three friends who lately have become engaged, and they all go into the city to have a bachelorette party. Marnie, who Chiquita is playing, gets separated from her friends, and she finds a nice young man named, I think his name is Fred, and they kiss, which is awkward because she's about to be married to someone else. And after they have this moment together, Marnie discovers that she has something to say about her engagement. So we're bringing you Chiquita, and she's bringing you a piece from The Drunken City.
It's just ever since Gary asked me to marry him, you know, it's been noisy everywhere. Everybody hears about it, and I can feel them all just looking at me. They get crazy, and it's like, you know, they find out I'm getting married, and their eyes just bug out. And it's almost like they just see what they want to see. And it gets so noisy. Oh, and this is really screwed up. You know, I call my best friends Melissa, Linda, Kelly, and they're like, "Oh, how's it going?" And I say, "Fine, fine." And they shout into the phone, "Oh, you're engaged." And I go, "Yeah, I know, I know." And then Linda goes, "Who is it? Who?" And, you know, at the same time, you know, she's asking me all these questions, and I'm just, you know, writing in my journal because, you know, I got things to do and I'm trying to keep track of them and whatnot. But anyway, oh, and then my mom calls and she's like, the invitations are in. And I'm like, yay. And she's like, oh, what, you got to look at them. You got to look at them. And she's all happy and excited about it. But I'm unhappy about something. Oh, but then my dad, you know, we're upstairs wrapping presents for my niece and nephew. It's their birthday coming up, and they are just so cute. You know, the little fingers and the little toes and the little everything about them is so cute and little. But oh, anyway, and so me and my dad were upstairs and we're wrapping these gifts, and my dad is like, "How are you doing?" And I just burst into tears, and I tried to explain to him that, you know, I said, "Dad, Gary, he ties his shoes really tight." And my dad says, "Uh-huh." And I said, "Really, really tight?" And he looks at me. And my dad, you know, he's really a really nice guy. My dad looks at me and I want to say, I think I made a mistake. I might have, but I'm scared because he really likes Gary. They both have like Toyota Corollas, and they both like watching TV together. And my dad is so happy, you know, I'm marrying somebody that he likes. I just don't want to disappoint him. But at the same time, I'm just so mad at myself because I can't tell him the truth. That's it.
That was so good. Oh
gosh.
Rachel.
Oh my goodness. Y'all, you're just impressed. Like every time. I'm so impressed.
So
I'm
good.
so, yep,
Thank
so
you.
good. All right. Amazing. It's going so great. So, last thing of the day. We are going to have this delightfully hilarious scene from a play called Don't Dress for Dinner. Don't Dress for Dinner is a comedy of manners. And basically what's going on is in this play, everybody's got a boyfriend, everybody's got a lover, people are married, and we're trying to arrange this weekend so that everyone can spend time with their respective lovers without their spouses finding out. And it's just a really delightful comedy of like mistaken identities and confusion and distraction. So what we have here, where we're going to pick up early in the play, we have Bernard and Robert, played by Craig and John. And Bernard's got this request for his friend Robert to kind of help him out. He's in a little bit of a jam, and he needs his buddy to bail him out. So let's see our final scene of the afternoon, a bit from Don't Dress for Dinner with Craig and John.
I'm sorry, on my screen, I can't see John.
Should be working now.
Oh, there you go. Sorry.
Very nice for a cowshed, I must say.
Quickly, Robert, we need to think fast here.
Eh?
I need your help, old son.
What's wrong?
Have a drink.
Already?
You're going to need it. Usual vodka and tonic.
Any a tonic, please.
Same old Robert. How long have we known each other, Robert? 15 years?
Must be.
We don't see enough of each other.
No,
But that doesn't stop us from remaining good friends, does it?
no, indeed.
Well, that's why we can rely on each other in a crisis.
Certainly. What crisis?
Hold on to your hat, Robert.
My hat?
There's something you didn't know about this weekend.
What?
Jacqueline wasn't supposed to be here.
I know she. Wait, no, I didn't. No, that.
She was supposed to go and stay with her mother, much against her wishes.
Her mother's?
No, Jacqueline's.
Why?
She doesn't like leaving me alone on my own.
Ah, okay.
But there was something that she didn't know.
What?
I wasn't
You weren't what?
going to be on my own. You know why?
Because I was coming.
Well, no, not. Well, yes, but that came later, and that didn't matter because you'd provide a good alibi anyway.
Alibi?
Yes.
What for?
The reason I wasn't going to be on my own.
Do you think you could elucidate a little?
You see, Robert, some time ago, I met this girl.
Really?
Superb. A model, knockout.
Really?
Well, don't sound so surprised.
No, it's just.
I fell for her. I mean, hook, line, and sinker.
Really?
And she fell for me.
Really?
Please don't keep saying really like that.
Sorry.
The point is, Jacqueline was supposed to be away for the weekend while Suzanne, well, that's the girl, was here.
Here?
It's her birthday. It was all organized, you see, for a little celebration. And then the old buzzard got the flu.
The girl?
No, Jacqueline's mother.
Ah.
That's why Jacqueline is still here. She couldn't go, and it's landed me right in it.
In what?
Use your brains, Robert.
Yeah, right.
She's coming here. She's going to be here any moment.
But I thought she had the flu.
No, the girl.
Oh, the girl.
She's on her way. She's supposed to be here in the same train that you were on.
Jacqueline? Wait, really?
Yes, really.
I see.
Now, you didn't, did you?
What?
See her?
I don't know her.
Oh, you'd have known her if you'd seen her.
Really?
That's a knockout. Yeah, I was supposed to pick her up at the station.
You are really right in it, aren't you?
That's why I need your help.
My help?
Yes.
How can I help?
I want you to say she's yours.
My what?
Your mistress.
My?
Yes.
No.
Robert.
No.
Robert.
No. Scene.
All right. That was great.
Good job.
So well
Great.
done.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It doesn't that how many times I just want to say for everybody who's in here who was not in class, the first day I gave the two of them that scene, it was hysterical, and it has only gotten funnier from there. It's just so good. So that is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for enjoying our merriment, or thank you to those who are watching this at some later date and time, for clicking on and watching our presentation. I just want to say a humongous congratulations to all of our actors. You have been deputized. You are officially in the club. Your check is in the mail, which is what they always tell you, and it never actually is.
Right.
Welcome to our ranks, and just one big round of applause for yourselves. You did excellent work. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Fantastic. That was
Bethany.
so fun.